Hello, everybody. I'm Inserto, and I'm back again today with my partner Joe and our new partner on this vlog, Deuce. We're here today to talk about a very important subject, one that just came up: the vote to bring back the old wild, and the free trade system. Deuce, which would you like to talk about first?
We'll go ahead and go with the free trade system if that's okay with everybody else.
I'm good with it. What about you, Joe?
Alright, my opinion really is, I guess it's sort of a good thing and a bad thing. Free trade limit hasn't been around for a while, and I guess I want to say it's going to bring back a little bit of scamming, but it's also going to let the players set their own price limit, or I don't know, they might just keep going off the grand exchange, or they'll still have trade limits. You don't know what's going to come with this update. It's just a vote to go back sort of in time to when you could just basically give someone 500k cash and just walk away with it.
Yeah, what I'm worried about here is a lot of things actually, because I'm a skiller and I want to know what is going to happen to the prices of law runes? Because when I runecraft, I remember law runes actually being 1k back in the old free trade system, and I'd like that to happen again. But at the same time, what's going to happen to Herblore? Is it going to rise? Is it going to fall? What's going to happen to mining? When I mine my coal, am I going to get the same money I'm getting now, or will I get less, or will I get more? The same with fishing. Same applies to wood cutting. Same applies to you know it applies to a lot of stuff. It applies to crafting, fletching. I mean, it just applies to so many things. And I just want to know what the hell's going to happen. Are there any ideas here?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I think the prices right now in the Grand Exchange are going to be like a guideline right now for the current prices. And get like a little system up. How in World 2, before the Grand Exchange, it used to be go to Falador Park or Falador City, and there'd be little areas where you could buy and sell your stuff at. Herbler, the only reason I think, like I said, the Grand Exchange will probably guideline those prices. The only thing that'll be different is because back in the day, herbs you had to identify them, and they were 1k each, so you could identify a 1k herb and get like some 7k herb out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Another thing, what's going to happen to the GE? What's going to happen to because everyone's going to be gone. The GE's not going to be useful anymore because some noob is going to put his prices in for like just a maple log for like 900 GP. Like hell, I'm going to buy it for that. I'm going to buy it for 45. And it's just going to be hard if we have this free trade system unless the GE prices stay. Even if this free trade system's there, everyone's just gonna move to Falador, like you said, or Sears, and buy there because it's a lot easier to buy there from the GE. And another question I want to know is, am I gonna be able to buy in bulk? Because I may like to buy 100k maple logs for some strange reason, like fletching or fire making. Deuce, do you have anything to say?
Yes, I do. For one, buying in bulk. I used to play in back when free trade was there. So I know that you can buy in bulk. I used to merchant willow logs, maple logs, yew logs. I used to merchant everything and anything you can think of. I used to sell dragon bones 1k at a time, and believe me, you will be able to buy in bulk because you can buy in bulk on the Grand Exchange. But what's going to happen when those people on the Grand Exchange don't want to sell for the prices that are on the Grand Exchange? They're going to go somewhere like Falador Park or Sears and sell it for a price that they want. And if the price isn't within what you want to buy it for, you can buy it. Let's go ahead and talk about the Grand Exchange. I think that it was a good update, but at the same time, it was bad because everybody is now reliant on the Grand Exchange. Everybody's like, oh, boo-hoo. Oh, boo-hoo. I can't get my stuff on the Grand Exchange if it's gone. The prices are going to fluctuate. Herb lore is going to go up and it's going to go down. Construction is going to go up and go down. Logs are going to go up and go down. It's just like it is now on the Grand Exchange. It's just that instead of you going to the Grand Exchange to buy the stuff, you're going to go and see players to buy the stuff. Like take Barrow's armor. Before the Grand Exchange, Barrow's was super expensive, and now it's super cheap. Anybody else got something to say?
I believe Joe had a question.
I'm just thinking, with this update, do you think they're going to take out the grand exchange and the trade limit? I mean, the trade limit sort of used to be there, but as a guideline, because they used to they base it off quest points, and they still have free trading. It was just saying the price difference between each item, even though the grand I don't know if I can't remember if the grand exchange was there along with the trade limit when it came out, but I know there was like a set price for an item, and the old trade limit used to be like a little guideline for how much money you're either gaining or losing.
All right, so what a good question on my part is, well, I don't know. He kind of answered it, but still, is the GE actually gonna be of any use? I don't think I'm going to use the GE anymore once a free trade system comes about. Is it going to be of use? Are they just going to take it out? What if they do just take it out? They just get rid of it completely, just leave that space empty.
I mean, it seems like it's gonna like the same thing happened to Bounty Hunter. They take out PKing, they put in something new. They took out free trading, they put in something new, the grand exchange and trade limits. If they take it out, like how they took out Bounty Hunter, they put in PvP worlds. What are they gonna put in, or are they just not gonna put anything in if they take out the grand exchange and trade limits and all that? What are they gonna do about that?
So, actually, another question. This might be relevant. Um, Looking at the vote counter, it goes up about 300,000 votes an hour for this old stuff to come back. Should we start buying in bulk? Like, should we start buying in bulk of rare items if they're going to rise like you say they might?
I don't believe that you should start buying items in bulk just because of the fact that, let's say you buy three Ceradomin swords because you think that the price is going to rise. For all you know, when it comes out, players can say, you know what, the Ceradomin sword's not all that great. Let's lower the price. It all depends on your judgment call, whatever you think is going to raise and whatever you think is going to fall. I'm not going to say go out and buy God robes. I'm not gonna tell you to do that because if you do and then the prices drop, you might come back and blame me for losing all that damn money, and that's not something that I'm cool with. Prices are gonna rise, prices are gonna fall. The items you have right now that make your bank worth 50 mil could lower and make your net worth be 20 mil. You never know. It's all about the economy, supply and demand with RuneScape. It's like buying Coke, a Coca-Cola. You can buy a 12 ounce for 99 cents, or you can get a 20 ounce for $1.19. It all depends on what you want. And before, the 20 ounces were $1 and the cans were 50 cents. It's all about supply and demand. And that's the point I'm trying to get across.
All right, I see that. I guess I could kind of live with this. The good thing about this is we no longer have botting or merchant plans affecting us in the long run because they choose the prices for the GE because merchants will merchant item all of a sudden it will be impossible to buy even at max, and botters they flood the market with cheap goods, and it just makes it unfair for us players who don't merch because merching is stupid, in my opinion, of course. Mass merching it'll be great for that reason. And yeah, I'm just believing that it'll be good in that way, but still, I don't know if it'll be good in the long run.
I see it being great in the
I don't
long
think that's
run.
entirely true.
Only
There are still some bots out there. I mean, they even said it in this article, and I'm looking at it and I can't find it right now, but they said there is still going to be some botting and cheating going on. They did this update in the first place to combat botting, gold farming, and item scamming. I mean, it still happened either way, though. Even with that update, they didn't completely get rid of it. It's still going to be there afterwards.
Well, all right, everyone, we are going to hit you in part two with the wild and how it might affect everything. So, this is the end of part one. Stay tuned for part two.